All right, we're going to be determining the mean absolute deviation. All right, these are the steps for the mean absolute deviation. This is what you need to do. It is what it is it measures how far a piece of data is from the mean. So you find the mean, but you want to know how far away all the pieces of data in there are from the mean. And so first thing you have to do is find the mean. And then you subtract each piece of data from the mean. Now, this might give you a negative number, but you're not going to write down a negative number. You're going to write down positive because we're talking about distance. So even though we get a negative number here, we're going to write positive. So because we're talking about how far away from the mean it is. But you are going to subtract each piece of data from the mean. Then you're going to add up all of this data right here. And then you're going to find the mean of it, and that will give you your mean absolute deviation. We call it the MAD because it makes us mad to do it because it's irritating. Okay, so here is our data. We've got 10, 7, 13, 10, and 8. And we took all those numbers, and we added them up and divided by 5, and that gave us a mean of 9.6. And notice I didn't want to write 9.6 all the way down through here. But we're just doing this with the chart so you can see what you need to do, and I just wrote 9.6 with an arrow. Now, we're going to, the next step is we're going to subtract each one of these from the data. I just subtracted this one minus this, 10 minus 9.6 is 0.4, 7 minus 9.6 is negative 2.6, but remember, we don't want that, we want the positive value. So we went ahead and wrote down, because it's distance, remember how I pointed that out earlier? So 13 minus 9.6 is 3.4, 10 minus 9.6 is 0.4, 8 minus 9.6 is negative 1.6, and remember we do not want negative values, so what you do is just write the positive values down here, you add all of these up, that gives you a sum of 8.4, there's 5 pieces of data, you divide by 5, the mean absolute deviation is 1.68. Okay, so on this one, we do the same thing. We write down each piece of data. So there's 5 pieces of data. We want to add them up and divide by 5. So and that gives us 108.4. All right, we're going to take this and we're going to do 110 minus 108.4, that's 1.6. 114 minus 108.4 gives us 5.6. I should be able to do that in my head, but on video it's kind of hard to do. 104 minus 108.6 is going to give us negative 4.6. Yeah. And remember, we want our positive values here. All right, and then 108 minus 108.4 is negative 0.4, but we want positive 0.4. And 106 minus 108.4 is going to give us negative 2.4, and we want positive 2.4. All right, so we're going to add all those numbers together. And then divide by 5. And that gave us 2.8 is our mean absolute deviation. There were 5 of them here. That total was 14. All right. That's how you do the mean absolute deviation. Thank you.